The Trump administration's assault on education. A deep dive into the devastation at the Department of Education. The recent upheaval at the U.S. Department of Education, DOE, orchestrated by Secretary Linda McMahon under the guise of an efficiency drive, has left a trail of devastation in its wake. Far from streamlining operations, these sweeping cuts, involving the termination of nearly half the DOE's workforce and the cancellation of hundreds of millions of dollars in vital research, represent a catastrophic blow to American education and a blatant disregard for the progress achieved over decades. The human cost is immeasurable, the academic repercussions potentially catastrophic. McMahon's pronouncements of restoring greatness to the nation's schools ring hollow amidst the cries of dismissed employees and the silenced voices of ongoing research projects. The narrative of efficiency masks a calculated dismantling of critical programs and the systematic erosion of expertise crucial for understanding and addressing the complex challenges facing American students. The sheer scale of the firings is staggering. Over 1,300 employees received termination notices, with another nearly 600 accepting voluntary resignation offers, a near 50% reduction in staff. This decimation has fallen disproportionately on offices dedicated to research, data analysis, and statistics, the very pillars upon which informed educational policy is built. The impact is not merely numerical. It's a gutting of institutional knowledge and expertise, leaving behind a hollowed-out shell incapable of effectively fulfilling its mandate. The human toll is palpable, described by a surviving employee as resembling a funeral. Witness accounts paint a picture of widespread grief and despair as individuals, many dedicated to public service for years, were summarily dismissed. These are not faceless bureaucrats, as some might claim. They are dedicated professionals who have devoted their careers to improving educational outcomes for children across the nation and ensuring compliance with vital laws. The cancellation of over 160 education research contracts and grants, totaling a staggering $900 million, represents an even more profound loss. These weren't haphazard projects. Many were long-term initiatives, some nearing completion after years of dedicated work and substantial federal investment. The abrupt termination of these projects has effectively rendered millions of dollars, taxpayer money, worthless, leaving behind unfinished studies and unanswered questions. One former employee of the Institute of Educational Sciences, IES, where nearly all staff were fired, poignantly remarked, "You can't even quantify the loss." Years of painstaking research, poised to yield invaluable insights into improving educational practices, have been abruptly halted, leaving a void that will be difficult, if not impossible, to fill. The consequences extend far beyond the immediate impact on the DOE. The cancellation of research projects directly undermines efforts to improve educational outcomes. Rachel Dinks, President and CEO of Knowledge Alliance, highlights the devastating impact on initiatives proven to yield significant results, citing the remarkable improvement in Mississippi literacy rates as an example of success directly attributable to the now-defunct research programs. The abrupt termination of these research programs has left researchers like Joshua Stewart scrambling to inform school districts and teachers of the sudden halt to their collaborative efforts, leaving ongoing projects in limbo and disrupting established partnerships. The implications for ongoing educational initiatives and future research are deeply concerning. The legal challenges to these drastic cuts are mounting. A federal judge in Maryland has temporarily halted the firings, but the Trump administration has appealed the decision. Attorneys general from 20 states and the District of Columbia have also filed a lawsuit, underscoring the widespread opposition to the administration's actions. The DOE's response, referring to a press release claiming continued adherence to statutory programs, offers little reassurance in light of the scale of the cuts and the demonstrable loss of vital expertise and research. The long-term consequences of these actions remain uncertain, but the immediate impact is devastating. The steady progress in education outcomes, witnessed since the department's inception in 1979, up until the disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic, is now jeopardized. The administration's actions, motivated by an apparent desire to dismantle the DOE altogether, represent a profound disservice to American students and a short-sighted assault on the very foundations of educational progress. This isn't merely about budget cuts. It's about the systematic dismantling of a crucial government agency and the irreparable damage inflicted upon years of dedicated research and invaluable expertise. The silence left in the wake of these cuts speaks volumes, a testament to the devastating impact of a reckless disregard for the well-being of American children and the future of education in the United States. The true cost of this efficiency drive will likely be felt for generations to come. The voices of the silenced researchers, the tears of the dismissed employees, and the uncertain future of American education stand as a powerful indictment of these ill-conceived and devastating cuts. The ongoing legal battles underscore the gravity of the situation and the deep concerns about the long-term ramifications of these actions for the nation's schools and the children they serve. The narrative of efficiency has crumbled under the weight of reality, leaving behind a legacy of damage that will take years, if not decades, to repair. The future of American education hangs precariously in the balance, threatened by a short-sighted agenda that prioritizes political expediency over the well-being of students and the advancement of knowledge. The greatness promised by the administration seems a distant and illusory goal, overshadowed by the tangible reality of a devastated Department of Education, struggling to recover from the catastrophic impact of these devastating cuts. The human cost, both immediate and long-term, is undeniable. The academic cost is equally devastating. The future of American education remains uncertain, shrouded in the shadow of these drastic and damaging cuts.